What is going on, Multiverses? Welcome back to the channel. Season 2 just dropped yesterday, and that means spoiler season for Multiverses. And we will be discussing spoilers in this video, and I will give a fair warning in advance like I always do. I like to respect people if they don't want to be spoiled for some upcoming content. But before we get into spoilers, we do have general news that everyone can hear, you know, because it's not spoilers. So we're going to start with that and then jump into the spoilers. So let's start with this. If you play on PlayStation, there's a new PlayStation Plus exclusive pack that you can download for free, and you get a new sticker, which is a F, you know, pay F's respects. So that's kind of cool. I've been using it myself in game. And then there, you also get a legendary ring out of Lapis Lazuli. So free pack, anybody that plays on PlayStation. And if you're thinking about spending a tiny bit of money in Multiverses, they do have a new offer, and I believe this is for every system, PlayStation, Xbox, and then PC. I believe this is for everything. But if you normally spend $5 on Gleamium, I think you only get like 450 Gleamium or something like that. But there's a bonus going on right now. Spend $5, but you'll get 1,000 Gleamium. So if you're thinking about buying the Battle Pass, getting Samurai Jack, well, instead of spending $10 on the Gleamium, well, now you only have to spend $5. So, you know, if you want money or want to spend money, well, this is probably a decent deal. And then last bit of news before we get into spoilers, Player First Games themselves tell us that they have a little update on ranked mode due to an issue found shortly before the start of Season 2. Rematching during ranked sets is temporarily disabled. And why is that? Well, because they found an issue, but best of 3 sets is what is disabled during ranked. It's just temporarily. So it's only best of 1s for now, but they do have a fix in the works. So that is the general news, but now we are jumping into the spoilers. So as always, I'm giving anyone that you know, needs a chance to click off the video so you don't want to be spoiled, respect that as always. But we are jumping into the spoiler room brawl in 3, 2, 1. Let's start with this. Now, there wasn't a whole lot about new characters, except from what I've seen so far. And if there's updates, I will, you know, make another video in the future. But for now, Nubia from Wonder Woman, apparently, at one point we thought this might just be an alternate costume, maybe a legendary variant. But Nubia is coming to the game, and Lysol, our data miner friend, says that Nubia is going to be her own character. So we'll see it. We'll have to wait and see how this plays out. I thought she was always going to be like a legendary variant, but I guess she's going to be turned into a character now. Now the bulk or the meat and potatoes of the video has to do with a ton of stages, and there's a ton of unrepped franchises or series. So there's a lot here. I did my best. I cannot show the actual images because that's what gets me in trouble, and I don't want to be in trouble, but I will try to put up somewhat of a comparison or somewhat of, you know, a visual representation to help you guys where I can in the video. So we got a lot, so let's start with this. Lysol tells us here's a bunch of big list of unreleased stages. Coyote Canyon, I'm very excited about this one. This was one of my personal most wanted characters, but most wanted stages, I should say. So I'm very excited about that. We got a Wabbit season, preferably whenever Daffy Duck might release, we might get that as Daffy's stage. There's something called Midnight Showing. Is that for Gremlins? I have no clue. And then Townsville is going to get another version of itself, and it's going to end up being destroyed. Lysol doesn't know the name, so let's move to the next one, because this one's a bit interesting. We just seen there's going to be a Townsville destroyed version, but now there's going to be another Powerpuff Girls inspired stage, a map codenamed MG002, which is apparently a Powerpuff Girls stage. And the only reason we know that from the information that we got is Kukor's Pickles stand is one of the stage assets. So apparently Powerpuff Girls might be having 3 stages in total. So if you're a fan of Powerpuff Girls, that's pretty cool. And maybe Powerpuff Girl related content characters might be coming a little bit later in Season 2. Now here's one that threw off. Actually, we got quite a few stages that's going to throw some people off. But up first, apparently Steamboat Willie content is coming to Multiverses at some point in the future, and there's a stage based off of, well, the Steamboat itself, which is absolutely crazy. If this turns out to be true, I don't think anyone seen this coming. It is in the public domain, if I'm not mistaken, so I think anybody can just use it. So maybe Multiverses wants to jump on that boat in this case, and you know, maybe we get a stage can we get a character out of it? I don't know how that all works, but Steamboat Wheelie content is apparently coming to Multiverses. Now here's another big one. Barbie stage is apparently in really early development, but there might be a Barbie stage coming to Multiverses. What does that say about Barbie as a character herself? I don't know. I'll leave that speculation up to you guys, but Lysol speculates that it might just be for Rifts only. Maybe it's like a Rift only type of stage, but the stage is pretty much Barbie's dream house from what we can kind of gather from it, so kind of self-explanatory. But yeah, so remember when Multiverses posted, you know, the image I was showing on screen, saw the hit movie of the summer? Maybe they posted that for a reason, because they were working on Barbie-related content. That's kind of crazy. Next up, let's go over to this one. Courage the Cowardly Dog content is coming to the game at some point in the future as well. And again, can't show the image. I don't know exactly. I couldn't find the image for comparison for the stage, but it's the stage is apparently gonna be abducted, and it's a direct reference to Courageous Cure episode. So if anybody knows what that is, okay, so I guess it's like a two-part stage. So, you know, you start in front of the farmhouse or whatever, and then the abduction or the abducted house happens, whatever that is. I don't know. I don't think I've seen that episode, so I can't speak on it, but Courage the Cowardly Dog appears to be getting a stage at some point in the future. Next one that I'm going to talk about, stage. This is my guess based on what I was seeing a couple of the other comments. We don't have, this is not a confirmation, but we do know this is a type of stage. So Lysol tells us that there is a codename stage codenamed MG008, and it transforms as the game goes on. Ignore the part about the Shaggy bot because I was in the video, but I can't show that stuff. So here's what we think, or at least a couple of people were thinking, and I'm kind of on board with this. But the stage starts as that graveyard that you see, and then there's going to be a tombstone that you end up having to hit or destroy. Once it's destroyed, then the ground opens up. And this might be, I forgot to mention this might be a Beetlejuice stage. So once that tombstone is destroyed and you know, this pit is ultimately created, all characters fall down through this pit, apparently, maybe, into the afterlife, which then has its own type of stage. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. Again, this graveyard thing is not 100% confirmation, but just based off of the stage, this is probably a decent guess at best, but we got a really strange stage coming up. Next up, any Harry Potter fans out there? Well, if there are, Harry Potter content is coming to the game as well, because there's apparently a stage that is in the works, and I guess it's based around Quidditch. So the only reason we know that, again, sorry, can't show the images, but the only reason we know that is apparently there's some Quidditch brooms that are a part of the stage. So that was my guess. Some people were thinking maybe it's misrepresented, or not misrepresented, but misinterpreted, and the broomsticks might be for like the Wicked Witch, possibly. We'll have to see, but you know, if Lysol says it's Harry Potter content, then I'm gonna believe what Lysol says. Now for one of the new skins that I can kind of show in a way. Joker has this skin coming to the game. Now, this is not the actual skin. Let's pump the brakes a second. But this is gonna be pretty close to what it's gonna look like. Now, some people might recognize the character. I don't know how to pronounce it, Stacho or something like that. I don't know. Apparently it's from like a League of Legends character. This character is not coming to the game. No, this is really close to what the Joker skin is going to look like. That's what we're trying to get here. So Joker's got a really awesome, Joker's got a lot of great skins in this game. Wow, Joker gets a, I don't know. The devs must just really like the character, because he's got some fire skin. And, well, this one's coming at some point, and once it's in the shop or Battle Pass, wherever it is, I gotta get this. Next up, we got a tiny bit of information about Rifts for the season. So Season 2 Rifts, at least the release dates, and the name of the Rifts, Path of the Samurai, which is the one we have currently in the game. The one after that apparently is called Upgrade War, and it's going to be released August 6th. And then I believe 2 weeks after that, there's the rift called Ghost with the Toast. Wonder what that might be a reference to. But then the last one down there at the bottom, this is where, remember, I kind of mentioned Powerpuff Girls a little bit earlier in the video. Maybe this is a Powerpuff Girls rift, because as you can see, the name is All Will Obey Mojo JoJo. Oh my goodness. What are they going to do? What are they going to do for this? What's the boss fight going to be? Are the Powerpuff Girls going to be like an actual playable character by then? Is Multiversus planning on releasing Powerpuff Girls around the beginning of September for this Rift? I don't know. Speculation is speculation at this point, but maybe Powerpuff Girls are coming at some point during season 2, but then that kind of raises the question, when is Beetlejuice coming? Do we get Beetlejuice first and then Powerpuff Girls are like at the end of the season? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, but those are, you know, a little bit of news about some Rifts. And then the last thing that I've seen that I can squeeze into this video, there is actually a new perk coming up that I'm pretty excited for. And it is you receive an extra jump after being knocked back in the air. So it's kind of like anybody that played the open beta will probably remember the image that you see on screen. The old triple jump perk. This one was quite popular. So looks like they're bringing it back, but they're tweaking it a little bit. So you don't always have that triple jump. You have to now be knocked back in the air and then you receive the third one. So I think this one will still be quite popular once it gets back into the game. So I'm excited for it. One of my biggest things was for season 2 in the future, I want to see more unique, or not unique, well, yeah, unique perks, but I want to see more secondary perks. And if they're bringing something like this back, cool. But it says it's a strong perk. So I wonder if that means it's a unique perk, like every character can have it. And, you know, you guys get what I'm saying. It's the big perk instead of one of the 3 small ones. Yeah, so maybe that's what the strong perk means. But anyway, that is all that I've found so far. Again, if we find anything else, I will make another part to this video. So not a lot of news about characters. We did get to see some character models. Can't show that, sorry, again. But the biggest one that I found was the Nubia thing. So other than that, there's a lot of stages apparently in the work. And I'm excited to see which ones actually come to fruition and what does that mean for, you know, that stage's franchise like Courage or Harry Potter or Barbie, or we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. But that's all I got for this one for now. Hope you all enjoyed, and I guess I'll see you when I'm looking at you.